WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. And today I have something from Denmark. Stauning Bastard Danish Whiskey Research Series. 50 centiliters, 46.3%. So if we go over here to Whiskey Base, we see that that is actually the Whiskey Base number 149477. This was vintage 2016, which it also says on the bottle, distilled and bottled in November of 2019. Cask types, there were two. There was the Virgin American White Oak, and there was the Oro de Oaxaca Mezcal Casks. Now, my Spanish is not very good, so Oro, O-R-O, D-A, then O-A-X-A-C-A. Now over here in Germany, this cost about 55 euros. So 55 euros, 70 some dollars. Very good. 2,194 bottles of this were actually produced. So, so this is the second edition in their experimental research series, and they say here, Stauning Bastard, Denmark meets Mexico in a very successful experiment. So, what is very, very interesting about this distillery is they started small. I think there were 7 guys that started off here. The only thing that's missing is the sauna where they were sitting together, which happens a lot in Scandinavia, and then you continue on. Oh, there were 9 people who actually started this. And so they started off with these very, very small copper stills umbilic, which are very normal in Portugal. And they started making whiskey. And this is actually from a region in Denmark on the west coast where I have spent many of my falls and summers and even some springs. It's a vacation home area for us Germans, especially people from northern Germany and also from the western part of Germany. You just drive up there, you have a vacation home, and then you rent it for a week, and everything's great. I did this at least 10 times before I became interested in whiskey, so I've been in that area very many, many times. I think I've even seen the sign for Stauning, but back then I didn't know there was a distillery, and since then I haven't made it back up there, which is a very, very big shame. Now, this whiskey actually has received a lot of attention. Jim Murray and others have declared this wonderful, and so Diageo came and said, hey, we're going to buy 40% of your company, we're going to finance the expansion, and we're going to help you with the distribution. Boom, let's do this. And so what they did is they took, instead of their tiny 4 little copper stills, they made 24. Now, normal people, let's think about Glenfarclas. They have a big 20,000 liter pot still instead of 24 1,000 liter stills. You can do it, you can make your life difficult, and basically that's what they did. They make their life even a little bit more difficult because they say local rye, local barley, local water. They do their own malting. They have a floor malting. They have a little machine they created to turn the malt themselves. They have direct fired pot stills, which is also a little bit different. Glenfarclas still does it itself. Everything is double distilled. This is double matured. This is bottled on site, and this is Terroir Project. So all that information is on the back of the bottle, which I think is really, really cool. All right, so let's taste the whiskey. Now, I must admit that there's a gap in my knowledge of spirits, and the one spirit I've never tried in my life is Mezcal. I've had some cheap tequila, but I've never had Mezcal. So agave, what the fruit is made, is used to make Mezcal, is something I've had. I've smelled it, I've seen it before, but I've never tasted Mezcal, so I don't know what I'm looking for exactly. I've tasted the J.J. Corey Battalion, which was interesting, but I also think that flavor is something I need to experience and to research more. Now, the first thing that doesn't hit me is the rye. The first thing that hits me must be the Mezcal. It's a sweet type of aloe vera moment. And to be very, very honest, this is a nose that does not actually pull me in. It's weird, it's strange, it's different, and therefore, as a good German, I'm a little bit cautious. In Germany, they actually have a word. They have a word for something that's new, and we have to wait for it to become actually something that is perfected. And so when a brand new car comes out, let's say the new Golf comes out from VW, from Volkswagen, and many Germans will not buy the car in the first year because they say this has child sicknesses, Kinderkrankheiten. And so they wait for a year so they can find all the bugs, they can perfect it, and then they'll buy the perfected second edition model. It's crazy, isn't it? That's why the Germans are like, anything that's new is like, oh, it's different, I'm not sure. Americans, oh, it's new, it's better, it's improved. German that's new is like, oh, I'm not sure about that one. And this is a little bit what my whiskey heart says when I smell this. It's like, this is different, this is weird, this is something I don't know, and therefore it's wrong. But it's not, it's just different. This is something that grows on you. It's almost like the update with your computer system. At the beginning, you go, I hate it. And then after 2 weeks, you go, oh, this actually makes my life a little bit easier. And I think this is something that would grow on me if I spent more time with it. All right, cheers. Interesting. The rye comes through at the end, and then that mezcal comes. I have the feeling that they're almost harmonized. They're not this, and they're definitely not this, but they're kind of like, well, okay. They're not fighting, but they're not really together yet. So there's a little bit of a dance still going on there, which some people might actually love. I'm going to give this whiskey a C+. It's very unique. It's very different. It's very left field, kind of far out there. Nothing's wrong with it. It's just something that's totally outside of my normal focus. This is going to be exciting because they were one of the first. J.J. Corey was basically the first I had with Mezcal. They're the second one I've had now, and many people in Scotland are working on projects with Mezcal after the SWA, the Scotch Whisky Society changed the rules to allow Mezcal and tequila casks actually to be used in the finishing or even maturation of Scotch single malt whiskey. Value for money, we're talking over €100 per litre. That's a whole lot of money. That's Macallan 12 sherry cask money. That's you can buy some. That's almost the same amount that I would pay for a Glendronach 18. I can get a 15 plus a little bit of spare change. That's a lot of money for a bottle, and so I'm not really keen on giving this a good value for money note. It gets a D plus. Water doesn't do much to it, by the way. At least a couple drops. Oh, what I didn't do in my German video, I can do in my English video, is I can dilute it. I can take it down to about 20-some% and see what happens to it there, to see what type of notes actually jump out at me there. Doesn't change much. That mezcal, it must be the mezcal, really is present. Cheers. Mm-hmm. Everything's diluted, a little bit turned down, but everything stays the same. That rye is there, and the mezcal, they just kind of dance with each other through the taste buds to give you different moments of appearances. Excellent, excellent. Okay, very, very good. Stefan Baumgartner is the master distiller there. He's a German that lives up in Denmark. I guess he must be Danish as well. I've never talked to him about his heritage. Bravo, good job, guy. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to other interesting expressions from you. One of my super fans, one of my Patreon, one of my members here by YouTube actually recommended that I buy this bottle, and I did. Thank you very much. Cairo Whiskey Club. All the best to you, WhiskyJason. My question of the day is, what is your favorite Danish whiskey? It can be from Stauning. There are other whiskey companies out there, but what is your favorite? Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, tell others. Maybe even share this video. That'd be great. Thank you. Bye-bye.